Hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Is anybody out there? I'm streaming live. Anybody gonna watch tonight? And it's just me at the moment, so oh, there's 2, 3. 3 shows 3 people on my screen. Hello, 3 people. Let me just go back to conversation here. Barry Bark. Can you hear me okay, Barry? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Tell me, can you hear me? Ah, perfect. Perfect. Good, good, good. Well, apparently there's 5 of you there, but nobody's, except from Barry's, saying anything. There's nothing showing in my participants list, but yeah, we'll carry on for a while anyway. I'm just testing out the new computer, which is just below me down here. It's a desktop, but it's not on the desktop; it's on the floor. So I thought we'd give it a test and we'd try a bit of a live stream and see if it was working at all. And it does seem to be working. Hopefully, it's not. We're not buffering. I don't know if it's buffering there for you. It doesn't seem to be buffering for me at my end. So yeah, we will see how we go. Go on then, Barry. If you've got a question for me, ask me a question. Excuse me. I've got a small glass of apple juice here at the moment, so. Just to wet my whistle because it's rather warm at the moment. 5 whole people. Hi, Megs. How are you this evening, or whatever time it is where you are? What's happened to Scotland detecting guy? Which Scotland detecting guy is that, Barry? To which Scotland detecting guy are you referring? Because there's quite a few. Is it a YouTuber? Because there are quite a few YouTube detectorists in Scotland. The one I fell out with, that's Mark, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I'll answer as straight as I can, Barry. I simply decided that I didn't want to dig with him anymore. I felt like he'd let me down at one stage, and that's all I'm going to say, really. I'm not going to badmouth Mark because that's not what I do, really. And yeah, there's not a lot more to be said than that. We had a decent friendship, and like I say, I decided one day that I wasn't happy with the friendship that we had and the way it was going, so I decided to knock it on the head, so to say. Megs, we are doing absolutely fine at the moment. My wife has another update on her another check for her cancer on, when will it be now? I think it's probably going to be in December. So yeah, it's 3 months. She has a check 3 months after the all clear that she got. So I think it'll be December time. Jane, hello, how are you? Yes, I'm very well, thank you. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there tonight. So, like I say, if you're just coming in, I decided I'd give the new PC a chance and try live streaming, and yeah, it seems to be all working okay at the moment. We're running on Wi-Fi, but because the computer's a lot more powerful than the laptop that I was using, hopefully we won't get any buffering. So fingers crossed, so they say. Well, thank you, Megs. Yeah, hopefully everything will be absolutely fine when she has a checkup. So yeah. Oh, cheers. Is the picture coming out well at your end, as well as it looks on my screen? It looks quite good on my screen, actually. I'm using my old vlogging camera. It has a PC webcam function, so and it's 1080p HD. So, Jane asking me what's the drink. The drink is apple juice. Apple juice. Thank you, Megs. Yeah, I do enjoy the walks, and I think it's something a little bit different just to break up the metal detecting videos as well. The weather's been pretty atrocious today. I was intending to go out onto the beach down in Helensburgh. I was intending to go metal detecting today, but when I got up, it was absolutely bucketing down with rain. I don't, Jane, it might be apple juice. Yeah, I don't mind if I'm caught in the rain while I'm out, because I usually have I've got a big camouflage ex-army poncho raincoat type thing. So if I get caught out in the rain while I'm out, I don't mind at all. But it's kind of going out when it's pouring down that I'm not over impressed. So yeah, there you go. I am hopefully tomorrow, to go onto my other permission. I've got another permission not far from me, which is a couple of fields. They've had horses on it recently, but the horses not been in it recently. So I spoke to the owner there this morning, and she says that she's happy for me to go on in the next couple of weeks. So I think I might head out there tomorrow and see if we can find anything while we're detecting there. Megs, is it getting cooler here? It's very warm at the moment. I've got this window open over here. You can't see it because the curtains are closed, and I've got the window behind me. I've just opened that as well to try and get some air through. I've got the bedroom door. I'm in the bedroom here, actually. I've got the bedroom door closed so I don't disturb Pam. She's sat in the lounge there. So, and my daughter's in her bedroom with her boyfriend there, and they're carrying on like lunatics as usual. So. But is it getting cooler? It's very warm at the moment, I must admit. But yeah, it does start to get a little bit cooler from now. So thankfully, after the summer we've had again. Barry Bark, you're asking me what was my first car. Well, I'll tell you what, Barry. The first car that I ever owned was a 1979 Mini Clubman Saloon. And I bought it for £50. It was headed to the scrapyard when I bought it, and I bought it for £50. And don't tell anybody, but I didn't have a license at the time. And yeah, I used to drive it around. I used to drive myself around. I used to do a lot of rock climbing when I was younger, so I used to take myself off rock climbing and drive the Mini there and back. And yeah, basically learnt to drive in it. And yeah, I think I sold it to Scrapman. I got £25 for it when I sold it to Scrapman. I should have kept hold of it because it's worth a lot more money now, but there you go. But yeah, my first car was a Mini Clubman Saloon, 1979, and then my first legal car, Megs, yeah, I know. My first road legal car was what was it? I was given an Austin Montego. 2-litre Austin Montego was given, and then the first car that I bought myself was a Mark II Ford Fiesta, 1.1 Popular Plus. So there, some of you guys in America probably won't know those models of cars, or you might maybe the Fiesta you might know under a different name. I'm not sure what they called it back then, but yeah, those were my first cars. I've had lots of cars since then as well. Everything from Renaults and Citroens. What else have I had? I had another Ford Fiesta. I had a Mark III Ford Fiesta 1600 Sport. I've had 2 Subaru Imprezas turbocharged. Jane, you're saying you saw no metal detector or detectorists on 5 different beaches near Hunstanton. I suppose it depends on whether somebody bothers to go out, really. Like I say, the only reason I didn't go out today was because it was pouring down with rain. It literally was torrential downpours when I got up this morning. So yeah, that's why I didn't go out today. And it certainly, like I say, I was saying before, it does look like the weather's on the turn for us now. So, Sonia, thank you very much. Yes, I know I keep saying thank you to everybody for watching, and it probably gets quite boring, but I really do appreciate every single view that I get on my channel. It's a very competitive place as YouTubers. I'm sure you're all fully aware. There's lots of channels out there doing what I do, and some doing different things. And well, obviously there's lots of different things on YouTube, but yeah, for people to take the time and come along and watch my videos, then yeah, I am absolutely thrilled to bits, and I thank every one of you. Megs, okay, good luck. Enjoy your day, as you are now on Monday. Well, I'm sat here on Sunday anyway. I will certainly enjoy my evening, and yeah, have a good one. See you in a bit, Megs. Boom, 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 boom. So has anybody got any other questions they might want an answer to? If I can give an answer to you, then I will certainly try and give you an answer if I can. Yeah, you know what, Jane? I kind of got to a point in life where I decided that there was no point in being sort of overly serious about things. I think you get to a certain when you're growing up, you get to a certain age where you decide that certain things in life really aren't that important, and you might as well just enjoy yourself. So I certainly, certain things like my wife being ill, that certainly knocks you down, and yeah, you got to find a way to pick yourself up, and sometimes you laugh at the most inappropriate things as well in that kind of situation. But yeah, I think laughter is a great motivator and a great healer as well. So yeah, that's why I like to laugh a lot. I love comedy films. I can often tell myself a joke and laugh at a joke, or I can read a joke and split my sides laughing, but that's the way I am. Barry, have I had any pets over the years? Personally, Barry, me and the wife used to keep a fish tank, and we had things like little sharks and a few other catfish and things like that. So we had a little tropical tank at one stage. We don't now, but my daughter, as I've said before, my daughter's got 2 snakes. She's got a western hognose snake called Noel, who's my wife's favourite. He's a special boy. And we've got a corn snake called Honey. And my daughter's got an African land snail, and she's got some baby land snails as well, which the African land snail laid about 4 weeks after we got it. It laid the eggs, so she brought those up. She's got about 20 young African land snails as well. So, and she's got a small fish tank with 1 fish left in it at the moment. So. Sonia asks, what was my best? Sorry, I'm absolutely roasting here. If I keep doing this, it's because I'm absolutely roasting. What was my best find when metal detecting? There's been gosh, I wouldn't say I have one particular find. I was absolutely amazed when I found the cannonball, or the 3/4 of the cannonball on Helensburgh Beach. So I was absolutely amazed when I found that and thrilled to bits. And gosh, what else? When I found my first Queen Victoria coin, I was thrilled to bits when I found that. When I found my first silver, my little silver 3p, again, Queen Victoria, thrilled to bits when I found that. Certain things you'll find most metal detectorists will have a list of set items that they want to find, you know, like a bucket list kind of thing. So yeah, what else? I've got a trade weight that I found on my farm permission as well. Excuse me, which dates to sort of late 1800s. Russian hemp seals that I found on the farm permission as well, although they're only tiny. Not a lot of detail, but just enough that there's a guy who runs a Facebook page, and he decodes them. So he tells you who the guy was that signed off the flax or the hemp seal, and what part of Russia he was in when he signed it, and the name of the farmer that grew the hemp, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's just kind of little bits and bobs rather than one specific thing. I like kind of everything. So David Lee Roth, that's a really good name actually. I'm actually a fan of David Lee Roth as it goes. What's the range on my metal detector, man? Gosh, well, I'll tell you, it's a metal detector. It runs on the 15 kilohertz range, and depth wise, at the moment, I've had items, lead items, smallish lead items from about a foot to 18 inches down. So it really depends. If I find something at some stage that'll be deeper, then obviously I'll know that it goes deeper. But at the moment, about 18 inches, about a foot and a half deep, around about that. So Van Halen rules, yeah. Van Halen do rule actually, yeah. I have. I don't know if you've heard David Lee Roth's. You probably have David Lee Roth's Skyscraper album. I bought that years and years ago on vinyl, a record, and I absolutely love the album. I think he's a fantastic singer. So yeah. Excuse me while I have a drink of my apple juice. If anybody's good at graphic design or anything like that, and you want to have a go at making me a logo for my channel, feel free. Something I need desperately, and I've only had one offer so far, and it wasn't kind of appropriate, so I'll not go with that one. But yeah, David Lee Roth, you're absolutely right. The depth does depend very much on the terrain that you're metal detecting as well. So yeah, I kind of have my farm permission kind of has mixed. It's all pasture. It's all sort of fields for cows and sheep. But once you get past most of the fields, once you get past about the first 6 inches, it goes to like a hard shale. So you kind of tend to have to be scraping, digging through rocks. But thankfully, it means that items tend to be quite close to the top, quite close to the surface. So yeah, obviously the type of detector you use, the size of the coil that you use, whether you use a big one or a small one, yeah, that can affect the depth of your detector as well. So. Oh, we've got 9 people in. 9. Do I buy milk or get it delivered? I walk down to Tesco in Helensburgh, usually every day, and I buy bread and milk, usually daily. It's about a mile walk each way, so I get a 2-mile walk every day, and some days I'll walk more than that. I'll do the hillsides as well on my little wanders, and my farm permission. That's 500 acres, so yeah, that can be a lot of walking there as well. So, but yeah, no, we buy milk here. There is a delivery service, but we don't use it. I don't think a lot of people nowadays use a delivery service. David Lee Rath, how inappropriate was the logo? Because the Yorkshire pudding looks like a certain part of the theme. That's, I mean, maybe that's why. No, it wasn't a Yorkshire pudding. It was a donkey, a donkey from the rear looking over his shoulder. So yeah, make of that what you will. It was a friend of mine, one of my subscribers that designed that. But yeah. And like I say, if anybody is any good at design or graphic design, then certainly feel free to make something up and email it to me. You'll see the email addresses in all my videos in the description box there. So this old helmet. Hello. Is this about helmets? You've lost me, this old helmet. I don't know. Hear me sing, Barry. No, Barry, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I've not had enough apple juice to be singing to you tonight, so... Who is this old helmet? Who are you? And usually you don't want to hear my singing, Barry. It's not the greatest, I must admit. Although it sounds fantastic through my ears, but my wife reckons it's not that great. She does sing some songs I can sing quite well, she does say, but most of the time it's look the type for land of hope and glory. No, I wouldn't know the words to it, to be honest with you, Barry. It's not my type of thing. I did used to enjoy singing singing hymns at school when I was at middle school. I used to love singing, and sorry, excuse me, that's somebody grinding the gears in the car outside. Yeah, I used to sing in the school in assembly. I used to love singing the hymns, all the classic hymns, and. Yeah, that's about as far as my singing went, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I say, I'll sing to myself, and unless my wife tells me to shut up, in which case I shut up, because you have to do what you're told at the end of the day. Bear with me 1 second, I'm going to open this door here. I'm just going to see if it gets a bit of air circulating here. David Lee Rath, bear with me 1 moment. Oh. There we go, we're back. David Lee Rath asks, have I made any money with the unearthing, wink wink, of those collectibles? Which collectibles? Well, you mean the stuff that I metal detect? I haven't sold anything. I sold a couple of bottles that I dug when I was bottle digging. One of the first ginger beers that I dug was a Green Top J.R. Conley bottle, and I put that on. Oh, hello, Susan. David, I put that on eBay. And I put a crazy price on it, and I wasn't expecting it to sell, and somebody went and bought it. So what I did was I used the money from that bottle to buy my first metal detector, the Viking V6. So yeah. Yeah, like I say, just about everything else I keep. The lead that I find, the stuff that's scrap, then I cash that in with the guy who makes fishing weights. So Can I use it over water? Salt water, no. It actually falls. Well, the Viking I use exclusively on the beach because it's very good on the beach. But I can't use it on the water, or not over the seawater, because it falses straight away. I get false signal. So, but on wet sand, yes, it's absolutely fine. There would be no point. Well, like I say, other than on wet sand, you know, if there's little puddle areas, then I do get some falsing from it. But if I put it over the sea, then as such, then it gives a massive false signal. So. The golden mask detector, the one that I use on the fields, I have used it once on the beach. I've got a video of that. But it wasn't fantastic. Again, lots of falsing on that one. It is just about usable on the beach, but it's more hassle than it's worth, really. No luck finding gold, David, at the moment. No. Still on my bucket list. One day we'll find some gold, hopefully. Yeah, Susan. A lot of people say that the Minelab Equinox is a very good metal detector. Unfortunately, it's out of my price range. Jane asks, "Is there anything I don't like living in Scotland?" No, I don't think there is anything that I don't like, to be perfectly honest with you, Jane. We used to live in Northern Ireland before we lived in Scotland, and that was an interesting place to live. Before that, we lived in our hometown of Leeds. So yeah. Mega Lamb, you've asked the question that my daughter asks: is water wet, or does it just make things wet? Barry asks, have I ever been arrested? Barry, I have never been arrested. I've always been a good boy. Yeah, no, I've never been arrested. I was brought up to respect police and respect other people, so. Wow, yeah, David Lee Rath saying, stay on the beaches, I might find some ambergris. And funnily enough, ambergris is quite a rare product. It's I think it's like, is it snot from Wales? Not from Wales, the country, but from Wales, the sea mammals. And whale puke, that's right, yeah. And it's used in high-end perfume making, and is insanely expensive if you find it. I mean, I think it's in the tens to hundreds of thousands of pounds. Susan, no, I haven't bought my daughter a cat, and I won't be buying her a cat either. Barry asks, when I was in Leeds, did I ever see Jimmy Savile? And if I did, was he friendly? Yes, I did see him. Yes, he was. Saw him in passing, and that's it. We'll not discuss that any further. I don't think it's appropriate, really. Well, 30 minutes in, I think we've been doing all right with the live stream so far, haven't we? Is the stream going okay for everybody? I've just got a notification saying unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Is everybody still there? Am I still being broadcast over the airwaves? David Lee Rath, did I ever come across fish? You mean fish from Marillion, or do you mean fish as in general swimmers? Fish the singer, yeah. So Fish from Marillion. No, I haven't come across it. Does he live in Scotland? I don't know. Jane Charlton, is that hotel? Oh, the Can Do, the house that's just at the side of us here. Funnily enough, Jane, the sign, there's some signs went up recently saying that planning permission has been applied for to change it into 10 self-contained flats or apartments. So it might be being changed into apartments. We'll have to wait and see whether anybody decides that they don't want it to be apartments. Sonia's still there. Yes. All right. Okay. Yeah, still there. Team Treklip, hello in Holland. Fantastic. Yeah, it might just be Susan saying there's a wee blip in the stream. It might just be because I'm connected over Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi routers in the lounge there through the wall. So it might have just been a wee connection blip. But apparently everything seems good. Team pull tab because we're still finding them. Yeah, I get my fair share of pull tabs as well. Team Treklip, don't worry about that. We all find them as well. They give great signals as well. That's a really disheartening thing, is that they give a fantastic signal. So you end up digging it and you see that little glint of something. You think, oh, this is it, and then it's the worst. Do I save aluminium? No, I don't. Don't find enough of it. Try and decide where's the best place to keep my keep the little chat thing here. So bear with me. Like I say, I'm just playing around with this new computer and streaming. It's been an interesting week with metal detecting anyway, or a couple of weeks. Jane Charlton. What make is what, Jane? What make is it? I don't understand what you're asking me, Jane. Oh, the computer. It's a computer made by a company called Fierce PC. They make gaming computers. This one's not a top-end machine. It's quite low, really. But I do manage to. I can play a few games. I used to play a lot of computer games many years ago. Sorry, there's a little fly annoying me. Oh, got it. And yeah, I used to be a computer gamer years ago, and I thought, seeing as though I needed a new machine to edit my videos and upload my footage, because my laptop was dying a death as it was, and yeah, so I decided to get this because it had the dual function. It was decent enough hard drive, some good RAM, a gaming motherboard with gaming graphics built in, and yeah, I've been I've been playing a few games of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds as well. Some of you might know what that is, some of you might not. Yeah, so interestingly, there's now I'm not sure if it includes Scotland, but in England, in Scotland, we have a system called Treasure Trove, whereby, excuse me, everything that's dug out of the ground effectively belongs to the Crown in Scotland. But usually, you only tend to have to declare items that are usually sort of around about 300 years or older, because they tend to be historic. Anything after that is not really that historic, unless it's something particularly rare. But yeah, in England, they have what they call a portable antiquity scheme. And they're trying to change the rules of the portable antiquity scheme so that metal detectorists can't detect without acquiring a permit from, I would assume, some form of government agency that will be set up to deal with it. So yeah, some people are up in arms about that, but like I say, I don't know whether it includes Scotland, but yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so yeah, David, it's essentially if you lived in England, if this new system goes through, it's as I understand it, it's designed to kind of slow down the amount of fines that are made, whereas currently at the moment there's so many fines being made and submitted to the portable antiquity scheme that they simply can't keep up. So they think that the most sensible thing to do is introduce a permit system whereby permits are issued to metal detectorists, whether they're on, well, as I understand it, whether they're on private ground or not. But yeah, private terrain, obviously, I have a couple of permissions here in Scotland, and I have an agreement with both of those permissions that if I find anything of any value, then standard is that it's shared 50-50. But yeah, it's a case of it might go through, it might not. We'll just have to wait and see. They don't want me finding oil. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm digging for oil. I get a signal and you dig and dig and dig and you just can't find it. It's crazy. Yeah, well, I'm sure we all tried that when we were younger, David. Either China or Australia, one of the two. I'm going to restore the chat to the side there. I had it in a separate box, but yeah, no, it's still no, it's still okay. Let's put the chat out again. Barry asks, do I have a petrol mower? I don't even have a garden, Barry, so there's a bit of grass out the front here. It's all a car park out here, but there's a bit of grass that the housing cuts that grass anyway. So Team Treclip. So this PAS deals out the permits then, so you have to pay to... Well, no, you don't actually have to pay to detect. You have to apply for a permit. Whether you get a permit to detect is another question altogether. Here in the UK, probably ever since metal detectors became popular back in the sort of 60s, 70s, I think more in the 1970s, there was a bit of a fallout, as I understand it, between archaeologists and metal detectorists, on the basis that the metal detectorists were finding items, but the archaeologists felt that the metal detectorists were destroying the history that surrounded the item in the location that it was. I know times have changed a lot since then, but way back when, the archaeologists would throw nails into fields to put metal detectorists off. But like I say, that's, as far as I understand, that most of that has changed now. But by all accounts, there are some people that still have an issue in the archaeology world with metal detectorists. But you know, it's one of those things. You either all have to get on, or you find some way around it. And by all accounts, the this new permit system is their way, the archaeologist type way of kind of. Again, this is all what I'm reading and hearing from other people. It's their way of pushing metal detectorists to the side, and so that they can't really do what they want to do, which is, you know, take part in a hobby. But yeah. Well, thank you, Barry. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I enjoy the fact that other people enjoy what I do. So I've noticed that a couple of people recently, disabled people, have been saying that they do enjoy the walks and the views that I show, because they can't get out anymore. And you know, that's a super touching thing, because I know not everybody, and again, you know, my wife has her disabilities, so I know not everybody can get out and enjoy the world like I can, but hopefully I can bring a bit of enjoyment to people's lives through making a little video. Peaky Blinder just joined another stealth tax. Oh, do you mean to metal detecting? Is that what you mean with this new permit system that they're talking about? Just bear with me a moment. Luz de Luna, hello, how are you? Just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to top up my apple juice here. Well, I didn't know there was a cost for the permit, Peaky Blinder, so that's new to me. I've not read the full. I know there's a PDF of what's being suggested. I must try and read through it as well and see what there is, and like I say, see whether it counts for. I don't know if you know, Peaky Blinder, whether it will affect us in Scotland. But bear with me 2 moments while I just go and top up my apple juice. Oh, here we are. What if you dig without using a metal detector as a guide? David says you'd still need a permit, I presume. No, there's no law saying that you can't dig a hole in this country. I don't think, even on private land. You can dig as many holes as you want. Government should start taxing kids with toy buckets on the beach. I think if they had a chance, they would. To be perfectly honest with you, David. Peaky Blinder heard just story re-permits and going like Ireland, but it was an end suggestion to the Treasury Act review. Yeah, like I say, Peaky Blinder. I think I'd need to. I think I'd need to read through it, to be perfectly honest with you, and see what exactly what the recommendations are. But Gillian, I'm not a detectorist, but if I find anything interesting on a beach, can I bring it home? Gillian, depends on what part of the world you're in. I know some beaches here in the UK, some are Crown property. They're owned by the Queen, in effect, and we are allowed to metal detect on them between the high tide and the low tide mark. But obviously, things like lost items, things like mobile phones, that kind of thing, even jewellery, we tend to try and return to its owner. So as for items, other items on the beach, I think it depends on where you are as to what you can and can't take home. Blind, personally, NCMD should be putting something out. Yeah, I would certainly agree with you as well. I'm a paid-up member of the NCMD here in Scotland, and I can't say I've heard much from them, to be perfectly honest with you, on the matter. Barry, no, it's not. It's what do they call it? Hawks Ridge, they call it, from Asda. Not the Alan Greenacre. Cornish cider is better. Cornish cider. Excuse my terrible Cornish accent. But this isn't cider. It's apple juice, is what it is. Tips and tricks from... No. Sorry, my daughter's just asking me if I want anything from McDonald's. No. Tips and tricks. Do I ever do PMR 446? PMR 446 is license-free radio, where some people go to a hilltop for DX. I don't know what DX is, and see how far they can reach making contacts over the radio. It's a bit like ham radio. No, I can't say. I had, when I was, how old would I have been? About 14 or 15. I bought myself a walkie-talkie CB radio at the time. I had great fun with it, and but that's as far as I went with radio, was a CB, and that was in the 1980s. Gillian D, you're in Lancashire, Gillian. Yeah, Gillian. As far as I know, as long as it's things that are washed up on the beach, I think you're more than welcome to take home, as I understand it. You need to be careful with. I think the main things you need to be careful with tends to be things like plants. Some areas might be what they call sites of special scientific interest, SSSI. So you just need to be careful, really, and check you locally and see if there's anything, any restrictions on any items you can take home. Like I say, usually things that are washed up. When I go out beachcombing, I mean, everything that I pick up is perfectly fine to take home. So, Noddy, you're not Cornish in London. Oh well. You know what us Northerners say about you Southerners. Barry, I can't remember what my handle on the CB was, to be perfectly honest with you. It's that long ago. And initially, I think when I was about early 80s, I think one of my friends, his older brother had a CB radio, and we would set that up in the garden over the summer and build a den, and we'd have the CB on and we'd be chatting away with people, and yeah, and then like I say, when I was a little bit older, about 14, 15, I bought a portable CB radio, and away I went and had fun with it. Listen, I don't do football, mate, and can't stand the game. Can't stand the game at all. Used to play rugby when I was a kid. That's where I got a broken nose from playing rugby. But yeah, that's about rugby and rock climbing. About the only two sports I've ever taken part in. So yeah, there you go. Well, that's 50 minutes done. We're coming up to an hour. I think we'll cut it off at an hour. So if you have any more questions, get them in. Does anybody else play online games at all? I don't know whether it's something I might start streaming. Having a bit of a play. Team Trekklip, no Detectival for me. No, it's too far for me to travel. Really, perfectly honest with you. And I've been on one paid metal detecting rally. Not a rally as such, a day, and I didn't enjoy it at all. I actually prefer to be out on my own permissions or down on the beach on my own, or usually with Simon. We usually hit a couple of permissions. So, but yeah, I don't get on with group digs at all. To be honest with you, I just found no pleasure in it whatsoever. Jane says, how many tattoos have I got? I've got that one, and I've got, let me see if I can see the screen here. And I've got that one there, and I've got two up here as well. These are really old school ones up here. I got them underneath my t-shirt, so they'll be hidden. So I got them when I was very young. So, well, I say very young, just literally when I turned 18. But I come from a family that doesn't do tattoos, so I kept them hidden for quite a while. There you go. Megalam Fortnite stream. I've tried Fortnite. I hate the game. Like I say, I've got PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and I've got Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I've got America's Army as well. I must get back into playing. And Luz de Luna says going to be playing Call of Duty. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in the future. Like I say, I'm just getting to grips with PlayerUnknown's Battleground at the moment. Yeah. Like I say, Team Trekklip. It's organised digs are just not my thing. Noddy Allen, I'm not like normal Londoner. I'm not big-headed and think I am it. I am a nice person. I hate group digs. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, Noddy. That northern-southern thing is just one of those things it's grown into history now. Megalam says, can dogs look up? Well, that's a very good question. Big Al says they can. Jane, Angry Birds. No, not my kind of game, to be honest with you. Barry, do I collect anything? Barry, I collect. I buy Hot Wheels for. I've collected them for about. Maybe about 5 years now. So yeah, I used to collect comics years and years ago, but I got rid of my comic collection. But yeah, I collect Hot Wheels now, and mostly I collect them for my grandson. Megalam, do I play Flappy Bird? No, I don't play Flappy Bird. No, I played it once and I got annoyed with it very quickly. So yeah, it's not a game for me. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left, and then I'm going to call an end to it for tonight. A big thank you to everybody that's come in tonight and asked me a question. I think I've done quite well. I think I've answered all your questions so far. Tim Treklick, how you feel about all the big companies promoting all their stuff through social media? I heard a lot of people getting done with it. You mean metal detecting companies? I think metal detecting is one of those things that you tend to. I think it's best if you do your own homework first. Don't be sold by flashy adverts and flashy advertising. I'm certainly not sold by advertising. That's why I bought the Viking V6, because I initially watched a chap called Jed Dodd on who's got a YouTube channel. He's still got the videos up now, but he used a Viking V6 and was very good. Found some great finds with it, and yeah. So I tend to like to do my own research and decide for myself whether it's something that I want. A particular model is something I want. Marketing certainly is getting out of hand. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you only need to look at some of the detectable videos and see the marketing for this new Minelab Vanquish. Yeah, it's getting crazy. I don't think most detectorists or metal detectorists would fall for that sort of thing. People just get into the hobby and looking for a quick way in would probably fall for it. If I'll be perfectly honest with you. No, I don't have the heating on, Barry. It's roasting. I've two windows open behind me. I've got the door to the lounge open. The kitchen window is wide open at the moment as well. It's absolutely roasting here at the moment. Been pouring down with rain all day, but it's very, very warm. Hey, Fluffy Smudge, or Dave, as I like to call you. So all these people now suddenly, when I'm just about to stop streaming, all these people start to suddenly appear. Yes, very good, Dave. Jane, I'm always happy to talk if that keeps you guys interested. Then I'll always have a natter with you. 11 p.m. in Holland, and you're getting up early. Well, good night, Team Treklick. Dave, have you got any questions you want to ask before I leave? I don't know if this will work. This will probably go really weird. A second. Let's see if I can turn this camera around and show you my. No, that just goes really weird. No, forget that. That doesn't work. Hello, Ryan. You're Lucy's husband. Am I right in saying that? Oh, well, thank you, Dave. I was just saying earlier that my other permission that I've got a couple of fields not far away. I'm hoping to get out detecting tomorrow. I didn't go out today because it was pouring down with rain all day. So yes, good evening, Ryan. How are you, and how is Lucy? Oh dear, Ryan. Yeah, well, I hope she gets better soon. I do watch your little videos, and I do enjoy them. I've enjoyed them since you started doing them, actually. And but I will say this. I will say this, Ryan. You need to get her to wear some decent gloves. I'm sure you've seen when I sliced my finger open, and I still got numbness all down the side now. After I got the glass removed, something you don't want to go through, and I'm certain Lucy doesn't want to go through it. But yeah, decent pair of gloves, please. For me, just put some gloves on. Ryan from Lucy's Larking Adventure says, you were one of our inspiration for vids. Sure, I do tell her regularly. You need to put your foot down, mate, and tell her to get them gloves on. Honestly, it's see these things on your fingers. They're the most important part of your life. Without those, there's not a lot you can do. So you make sure she gets some gloves. And the inspiration for your video as well. I am touched. Honestly, I am deeply touched by that. I know I certainly. I hope I didn't come across as a bit nosy, but I certainly offered lots of hints and tips when she first started. So, but she's doing absolutely fantastic now. So, yeah, well played. It's great to watch and listen to, actually. And of course, you, Ryan, as well. You do your bit as well, digging up bits and bobs here and there. Well, boys and girls, I'm yeah, Ryan, it would be nice. It's a shame we live so far apart, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, it's one of the drawbacks of living up here in Scotland is that everybody else tends to be very far away. But no, I'm sure you don't need me collaborating with you. You're doing absolutely fantastic, you guys, as it is. So keep up the good work, without a doubt. Bath is indeed miles away. It's bad enough when I have to drive down to Leeds. We usually stop along the way down there, and that's only about between 3 and 4 hours drive. So I think Bath's a little bit further than that, isn't it? Well, boys and girls, I think I'm going to have to call it a wrap for tonight. So I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you for coming along tonight. And is this something you want to see regularly? Let me know in a comment down below. Once the video is finished processing, and I will say this: I've reached the 4,000 subscriber count, so I'm going to do another giveaway. If I get out tomorrow, I'll make my video when I'm metal detecting. I will, Jane, yes please, Luz Luna, nice to know more. Yeah, we'll see if we can make this a regular thing. Yeah, I've reached the 4,000 subscriber count. I'm going to do a giveaway. I'll, like I say, if I get out tomorrow, I'll do a video, and I'll put the requirements for the giveaway in the video, and it's usually just a count me in, and as you've seen before, it's nice and simple. And yeah, we'll get some. We'll make up a little selection of prizes to send out to somebody that wins. So, Ryan, you're quite pleased to see me live or alive. Good night, Dave. You're quite pleased to see me live. I suppose. Sorry, my daughter's coming in to annoy me here. I get on video. No, she's skulked off now. Yeah, live as we are now is obviously completely different to the videos. Obviously, the videos get edited, and the mistakes get cut out, and you see the good stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll maybe see about doing once a week then. I might keep it a little bit shorter. We've just run over an hour now. We're an hour and 6 minutes into it. So I think what I'll do is I'll set a regular time on a Sunday night, Sunday evening, here in the UK. If I say usually, well, let's say 9 p.m. So we'll look at a regular 9 p.m. Live chat, and we'll go from there. Okay. Well, thank you to everybody that's, like I say again, bother to watch, subscribe, like, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. I will see you on the next one, and I will say goodbye, good night, good morning, wherever you are. All right, bye for now.